they got to know, well, who business this year? Where the person their mother from? Who the person mother vote for last 3 elections? They got to know all of that the first before they could sign off on your document. When you everything attached to the document that needs to be attached to the document, you know. But they want to know who it is you belong to before they could sign off on your thing. And woe be unto you if it so happen that your mother happened to be somebody who was affiliated with a party who not in power. That they gone under the table go lie down weeks. And when you call to ask, well, what's going on with my document? The person who's supposed to sign off on it gone on vacation. Well, wait, they gone with all the pen them too? So, they gone on vacation, in nobody second in command to sign off on my document. I got to wait until them they come back from gallivanting and government money to get my document signed. Oh, you look at me. Modo.
Yeah, so that was EK venting. Yeah, so I was saying that was EK venting. So thoughts? He's not wrong though.
You know, it's usually, I mean, during the campaign and everything, persons were making the promise that, you know, things would be different, things would change, and it seems like, for the most part, it seems like the same things that they would have complained about is either the same or worse. So, and that is the issue that seems to be, or the message that seems to be coming across.
When I hear complaints like that, right? When I hear rants like that, and when things like that happen, I always think about Kanye's song, Can't Tell Me Nothing. The sentiment in the song is saying basically, you know, sometimes you get frustrated when the powers that be seem to put roadblocks in your way because maybe you're not as powerful as they are, right? Mm-hmm. So what Kanye was saying is this song, the lyric goes, "Wait till I get my money right, then you can't tell me nothing, right?" Then you can't tell me nothing, because that's basically what it comes on to. Yes. A lot of the time.
Well, you know, there was a commentary posted on the People's Action Movement Facebook page, commentary, and it's entitled "A Civil Service in Chaos and Crisis." And it goes on to say, and I quote, "Old people say, when shark come out of the water and tell you that mackerel are red, you must believe. Why? Because both share the same space and therefore have intimate knowledge about each other. So we must ask our civil service, we must know our civil service is in serious problems when concerned civil servants themselves are shining the spotlight on the blatant disregard for common decency, professionalism, and transparency that has become very common in the public sector. For example, it is no secret that nurses, doctors, and administrative staff at the JNF are all saying that the staff morale and the constant delivery of quality health care is at an all-time worst. In fact, a few short months ago, doctors felt compelled to engage in limited industrial action to get the attention of this tone-deaf insular government. We are now hearing the shenanigans in the St. Christopher Nevis police force. We are unbridled corruption and political bias have now become a common practice, and promotions are now based on favor rather than merit. It goes on to say that the top cop is large and in charge and throwing his weight around. It goes on to say that the Minister of Education is also ruling by decree. Less than a month from the reopening of school, and the St. Kitts Teachers Union, the sole NGO agitating for local teachers' rights, have no clue about the major changes that he announced will be instituted in September coming. These are changes that would directly impact teachers' working hours, the terms and conditions of their employment, their workload, and their legal authority to contribute to effective management of our learning institutions. Yet to date, no dialogue or consultation with the St. Kitts Teachers Union. Of course, this is not sitting well with them, as many in the teaching fraternity. Of course, this is not sitting well with many in the teaching fraternity. Is the minister really expecting collective buy-in and enthusiasm when teachers are made to feel invisible, sidelined, and disrespected? And so he goes on to say also, in a recent Facebook post, a recently retired civil servant observed a set of, and I quote, a set of government employees are now on the path to create a political gang. Opportunities to learn and grow are of no value to them, end of quote. And the article goes on to say, a sad indictment indeed on the entire public service. Our civil service is rotting from the inside, mismanaged by political misleaders and their square pegs misfits who take government workers and the general public for granted. Things are indeed fishy in the civil service. And we all know that when the fish stinks, it stinks from the head. Wow. That was an article posted on the People's Action Movement page just about a day ago. And it's entitled A Civil Service in Crisis. And from reading this article, it is speaking about the JNF hospital when it comes to the service. It's also speaking about the police force. And it is making allegations about corruption and political bias allegations, and also the allegation as it relates to the new school rules being implemented without consultation with the teachers union.
Which new school rules?
Well, there are going to be, as it seems, some rules that would be implemented. I am not aware of all the rules, but there was discussion on certain rules. I know there is a discussion on the HERE policy and those kind of things. So I'm figuring that this is in relation to that, and maybe others as well.
Okay. Well, back to back to EK. You know that for many years, St. Kitts Nevis has always ranked near the bottom of the ease of doing business, yes, index, right? Mm-hmm. So now, so imagine if you're not even from St. Kitts Nevis, and you know you have to go through that. Then you add the officious and partisan BS on top of that. Mm-hmm. When these government agencies are dealing with locals now, and you realize you basically have a master class in how not to do business efficiently, right? And how not to run a government. So, you know, it's sad that even the people coming in, even the a lot of the investors who come in, who a lot of times the powers that be tend to bend over backwards to accommodate, even they rate our systems subpar.
Yeah, it has been a challenge for you.
And then it's compounded for the locals. You know, so
yeah, it has been a challenge, as you have indicated. The ease of doing business in St. Kitts and Nevis has been very challenging over the past years, where we have ranked very low by international standards.
I mean, it may have changed slightly, but I don't think very much.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, I think me and CJ were talking about last week, I think it was, we had this long discussion about some of our pet peeves about the way the government runs. Like, we're talking about, for example, the whole the stamp duty thing works, where you have to be running up and down the place. You feel like you're in what's that travel reality show that used to be on TV, The Great Race, something race, the Amazing Race, where you have to go down to Connell Street to get a birth certificate, and then you have to go somewhere else to get a stamp, and then you wonder, well, why doesn't the For example, why doesn't the health center just sell the stamps? If you really need the stamps, why doesn't the health center sell the stamps? And then he explained to me, for example, the reason for the stamp duty is actually, back in the day, apparently it was a way to cut down on people stealing money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always wondered, well, why do you need to get a stamp? I mean, so, and to me, I'm thinking that that's probably something you can change. I mean, wouldn't it help, for example, if more government agencies, I mean, this is an oversimplification in terms of the things that EK was probably he's having a problem with. But here's one thing. You know how a lot of government agencies don't have, you can't pay with a card? So my thing is, if one of the reasons for stamp duty is cutting down on people stealing cash, then why not?
I think
why not have a point of sale system where people can pay with credit cards and debit cards and so on?
I don't want to misquote him, but if I listen to the clip again, that clip was played, it also speak about persons perhaps being vindictive in the sense that maybe you might not have supported the party that has won, and so as a result they're asking for who your parents are, they're asking about your background, and rather than
that's the officiousness I was talking about.
Rather than
the partisan. The toxic partisanship, you could say.
Exactly. So rather than taking you or your business on its merit, it is difficult to do it because we are so political, and it is a reality that we face here in St. Kitts and Nevis, the small Caribbean island country. We face the reality whereby politics is, it's ingrained in the fabric of our society, and it has really, influenced the way in which things are done.
I mean, you see, the thing, I just wanted to make the point that in general, it's just difficult to get anything done. And then you talk about that toxic stuff you're just talking about.
Yes.
Where who are you? What's your last name? Who's your dad? And basically, what those questions I'm asking, or what the subtext of those questions is, we're trying to figure out which party you support, or which party your family supports, or
yes,
what your partisan connections might be, that kind of thing. Yeah, and that's not good.
Yes, it's unfortunate. And
it's 8:34. It's Island Tea. If anyone wants to give us a call, feel free to give us a call.
Yeah. So I am looking at the Loop News, and it says that, in Guyana, birthday girl, 7-year-old boy killed in a house fire. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that last night. I was thinking, what is up with Guyana and all these fires? There's a call coming.
Oh, okay, we have a call.
I just hope it's not Journey who's going to come talk about Niger or something.
Just
hello, Island Tea, you're on. Hello. Okay, maybe it was Journey when he heard that he hung up.
He's trying to say you something. So, in Guyana, yeah, birthday girl, 7-year-old boy killed in a house fire. So, 2 children were among 4 people in separate house fires in Guyana.
Okay, hold that thought. Let's go talk about Niger. I hope not, but yeah. Island Tea, you're on.
Good morning.
Okay. Oh, no, Niger.
I want to know if I you downstairs and the phone upstairs. Because people ringing all the time and I just talking. And
no, I'm here looking at the phone, and the phone only rang when I said.
It literally. Better than that.
It literally.
That's irresponsible journalism and radio hosts, Okay. You got to do better than that. The callers out there spending money.
Okay, media guru.
You and the media all the time. Okay, that's enough for that. Are you very straight, eh? Watch you.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see Ike coming to his senses. Because what I just hear on the clip deal is what haunting this little lovely country. And we don't got to done with it, We're going to have to done with it. Otherwise, I don't see the problem come. I want to say good morning to the dream team. Oh, my God, when I look at the faces and our shows, they make me feel so proud in 1993 and 98 when they touch every bone in my body with those two victories.
But jam down.
And look
Jam
at
down.
it, you know,
Jam
my
down.
brothers.
Jam down.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say though, I just hope you're gonna keep the same energy when
All the time.
the shoe. No. Wait. Let me finish. Let me finish. I will not be spoken over. Listen to what I'm saying. I say I hope you're gonna keep the same energy when the shoe is on the other foot. When
All
you know,
the time.
well, okay.
I've been doing it
I
all
hope
the
so.
time.
Okay.
You understand? Let me show you something where you got with you in a jam store. And I want you to keep the same energy. The same energy you got to telling man like me who call me in FM daily that you ain't and try to cut me off the other day. You
No,
must do it with
because-
the buyer border, Chaffman, and you must do it with Sylvine. Must give people a chance. Back us now, you see on the station, so you know.
But I have run Ira off the phone, and
put them in line.
but I have run them off the
Because
phone
we want
when
the
I have.
political nastiness and thing gets done with. We must come together as a people.
That's
And
all
you
I'm
gotta
saying.
start with the politicians, them. All of them. So don't come to me with them kind of things, jam stuff. I'm very straight like a rule.
Okay, jam down. All love. You know, it's all love.
It's all love. But let me do the right thing. So I say, to say this, I want to big up them girls who back home. And all the player haters with the negative vibes and all things kids. We gonna beat down that. Jam down gonna lead the way to beat down that. We have to lift up these people for what they have done. I was saying to you you was a young boy, you see? And when them girls bring home the victory, the nether year, we had an earthquake in 1974. And that victory is what pull us out. That's how, you know. That victory is what pull us out. That's how. And even the Christina disaster will El Camino will it. That's why I asking my sleeping Prime Minister to honor these people. They deserve it. Before I say anything else, I want to congratulate Marcella to do what she has done. I'm appreciative as a kitty son, a proud one. I'm appreciative what Marcella has done. It's overdue, you know. We went decades without recognizing these girls. Good morning, Gillian. And good morning, Jennifer Byron. God bless her. I feel so nice. When I look at the faces, I feel so nice. Have a good day.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank you, Jam Down.
And another topic. I don't know if you heard this story, the Sugar Mass story this morning. Remember I sent you guys the Sugar Fix thing. This sort of a Carnival Sugar Mass PR program that started back. Well, there was a news item this morning talking about the new Carnival program and so.
Okay.
And so on. You know. Mm-hmm. If you're interested, I have the clip. If you're interested,
sure. Let's
hear from Shannon and Monarch. Let's take this
Let's
call
do-
first.
okay, yeah.
Let's take this call first. Okay, there's another call. Island T, go right ahead. Wow. Yeah, you guys need to have a little more patience. What I try to do sometimes is when they call, right? Before I tell you they call, I
You put
punch
them
it through,
on.
and then
Okay.
sometimes
They
even
do-
when you do
yeah.
that, you know. Okay, so what you were saying now?
Oh, let's hear about the Sugar
You
Fix.
want to hear the Sugar Mass thing? So
Yeah.
so I remember one of the things they were saying was that they were going to shorten the program. Okay, let's take the call.
Yes.
Call, go right ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Are y'all right?
Yeah,
Yes,
we good.
we're live.
We good.
Jam, no, they're not girls, they're ladies.
Okay.
And I too want to congratulate them. I never hear anything about them until they have the 50th anniversary. Never in my life I hear anything about them. But as you say, we need to recognize them. It's high time now. We give them some discount. Whenever they go to the store, supermarket or whatever, if they want to buy a car, we give them discount. Because I remember a couple of years ago, a cricketer came here and I think he made 100 ones or something, and I give him a plot of land or some acres of land. Something to do with that? You could correct me? And two is about EK. It's long time EK been saying these things about government and just now. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you so much for your caller, and your contribution. Yes, thank you so much.
I found it. It's okay. So let's give this a listen.
Yes.
Where is it? Here we go. What is going on? Let me see. Wait there. I have the file here. The file has one name, and then when I pull it over, it has a different name. So let me update again and make sure. So if you want to talk about anything in the meantime, I'm coming up.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So it's 8:41. Island Tea. And we're going to hear a little bit about Carnival from Monarch and Shannon in a few minutes. As soon as I get
just
this.
Before we go there, I was talking about this thing this article that I came across where it says that the Guyana Fire Service reported that a fire broke out at a 2-story home in Silverton, Linden at around 11:45 last night. Wow. When officers...
so that's like another fire now?
No, this is the same one.
Oh, the same one. Okay.
That I was reading before.
Yeah,
And it says,
okay.
when officers arrived, they found the house engulfed in flames and smoke. A 12-year-old girl identified as Kayla and her aunt Cheryl Moore died in the fire. And they have the picture of the young girl who died. The fire occurred as the Moores were celebrating Kayla's birthday. The home was reportedly set on fire by a male relative. Wow. Silvertongue residents apprehended the man and dealt him several blows before handing him over to the police. At around 5:20 this morning, the Guyana Fire Service officers responded to a blaze at Good Hope. The fire claimed the lives of Sasha LaCruz and her 7-year-old son, Isha Wilson. Wow. And it also goes on to say that the Guyana Fire Service sent condolences to the grieving families and said its officers did its best and all they could in their power to extinguish the blaze.
Yeah, well, that's a crazy amount of fires.
That's really something else.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm having some trouble. I just spoke to Kevon, so hopefully we get that fixed. I don't know what's going on.
Wow. So it is very sad because you have young Kayla here celebrating her 12th birthday, and a male relative setting her home on fire, killing her and her aunt, and then a couple hours after, we have a 7-year-old dying, and with his mom in a fire as well. Condolences.
Yeah. Let's take another call. I think Kevin might be trying to sort that thing out.
Call your life.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jamster.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning.
I heard the clip for the Carnival thing this morning in the media.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, correct me. If I'm right, then it's not the parade.
Okay.
We are not celebrating 52 years of Carnival. 1993, 94, we had no Carnival at all. And then, with the Corona, we had no Carnival for about 3 years. If they say we are celebrating 52 years of Carnival, those incidents that I just spoke of, and to them, it never did happen. I could recall after the elections of 1993, what took place. When they had what to do what we did. So the Governor General incited it. And then with Corona, go lockdown to with Carnival. You can't understand why they want to. They have enough time to change what they're putting out on the radio. Slogan and everything will have to change. Suppose people want to donate to Carnival and they ain't like what's going on. You understand what I'm speaking of? It's not right.
Okay.
I need to correct it.
Okay, hopefully Monarch will take...
With the farmers this morning,
Yeah, they should be coming up at 9.
Yeah, we should have a farmer.
So we're gonna listen to the story again now. So I actually didn't even catch what you just pointed out. So I'm gonna listen for that now. Okay, great. Here we go.
The St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee has launched the Sugar Mass 52 calendar, 19 days of main carnival festivities from December 15th through January 2nd. The pre-carnival events section of the calendar, which features the start of Calypso and Soca prelims, will start from November 25th until the opening of Carnival on December 15th, which starts the 19 days of non-stop carnival activities. Shannon Hawley, chair of the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee, said the core events are expected to return in the 19 days, including the Miss St. Kitts and Nevis Queen Pageant, Panorama, Juve, Grand Parade Day, etc., but will include new events as well as the return of the Midnight Escape Street Festival.
So we have our core events that everyone expects. We have added 1 or 2 events to our National Carnival events, such as Rock the Runway, which is a new event that will focus on local designers. We will have the Carnival Queens, the talented teens, etc., modeling, partaking in this activity. So that is a new activity on the calendar. Nice. That replaces the swimwear competition because we have to understand who our core stakeholders are. And we have to have events that cater to specific stakeholders.
Said Hawley during the first episode of the Sugar Fix, which focuses on all things Sugar Mass 52 on August 14th. However, at the heart of Sugar Mass 52 are the core events, according to Hawley.
We have to focus on our core National Carnival events, and that is our main priority this year, with the help of the private event promoters, and of course we cannot leave out the Grand Parade and Juve troops. I say this unequivocally, that our Juve is the best Juve in the world, and our Grand Parade has become so spectacular because of the troops and their leaders, the participants, really put their all into ensuring that our Grand Parade and Last Lap is really special. I took the opportunity to view a number of carnivals this past couple of weeks, and we really have something very, very special to offer. And that is why we're inviting everyone from around the region and internationally to come and partake in the last and first carnival of the year. There is nothing more special than that.
Clement Monarch Agaro, director of the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Secretariat, spoke previously about the change in the carnival calendar to improve the flow of carnival festivities so that lulls between events are no longer there, presenting a more fluid carnival experience for revelers. Ogaro hinted at the Federation being poised to significantly benefit from the economic impact of Sugar Mass 52, especially with the introduction of increased airlift to St. Kitts and Nevis.
I know last year there was a major complaint about the cost of flying into St. Kitts and airlift itself as well. This year we've eased some of that congestion with Caribbean Airlines into Caribbean, JetBlue coming on stream, American, of course, doing what they have to do when the load gets heavier. These people come in, they're not all people who are coming in and staying with their family. Even if they do, they're going out to the events, they're going out to eat, they're buying souvenirs to take back for their friends. Not only just the hotels, Airbnbs are getting a big hit as well because people want to come in whenever they feel like and do whatever they feel. The economic impact is definitely a serious thing. Last year, $500,000 worth of prize money was distributed to the winners of Carnival. In addition to that, we also support our contestants as well to ensure that they're comfortable when they get to these regional competitions.
Hawley emphasized that as much of the economic impact should be spread to the stakeholders and small businesses in the Federation.
We need to make sure that as much is spread, because there's so many stakeholders and small businesses who can and who continue to be tremendously affected by National Carnival, and we want to ensure that everyone gets a piece of the pie who has submitted their proposals to National Carnival Committee and has what we need to produce a quality event.
Registration for Soca and Calypso competitions, junior and senior, and steel bands closed on August 31st. Registration for Grand Parade, mass bands, Juve troops, and private events closed on August 11. 6 young women are already in place for the Miss St. Kitts and Nevis Queen Pageant. The preparations for Sugar Mass 52 are in full swing.
Yes. Okay. It seems very engaging, to be very engaging. And, Carnival is a time that, many Kittitians and Nevisians look forward to, and especially those overseas to come to St. Kitts and Nevis is a time where, the streets are buzzing and, money is flowing.
I actually like the idea, the St. Kitts Nevis fashion designer idea for to replace the swimsuit.
Yeah.
That's one of those ideas where you go, actually, that's a good idea. That should have been done before. To me, that makes more sense, actually.
Yeah.
It
should be very interesting.
Yeah.
And so.
And then, I like to see girls in bikinis and stuff. So.
Yes. Also, too, I know the caller spoke about Sugar Mass, the 52. The 1993, but I think, didn't we have a virtual carnival?
Yeah. Someone pointed out that.
Yeah, we had a virtual carnival. So even though...
So that would count as carnival,
yeah.
And 93, there was political...
the social unrest.
So they didn't have carnival that year.
Yeah, the Bottle and Stone saga. Yeah, at that time I was 4 years old, so I barely know about.
Wow.
Yeah, I only know it through the words and experiences of others.
Okay.
Yes.
You're 4. Wow.
Yeah, a long time. I know it is, Jamso, because sometimes when I talk to students and I'm speaking about, and they tell me, okay, they're born in the year 2000, I'm thinking to myself, well, that's just the other day.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah,
it's weird.
I know what you mean.
Not even 2000, because now it's 2003, so most of the college students would be like
2010, maybe.
Yeah,
so. Yeah. Well,
no, but 2006.
That kind of thing.
And you're like, I graduated high school 2006, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm getting old. So I could understand when I said I was 4 in 1993, and then you said, oh, really?
Yeah. Because, there's always something lurking to make anybody feel old. When you think about it, right? Even a 10-year-old could feel old, depending on the situation.
When you start to think that you could remember something 15 years ago or so, or 10 years ago, maybe 15. That's at least for me. That's when I start to think, wow, I'm getting older.
So I sent you the program. Let me take a quick look at it. Let's see. No, he didn't talk about everything, but I was, I don't know if. Well, I would really wish we could have a Bandorama, honestly. And Trinidad has it still. I was actually surprised they had it this year. I think one of the problems with that is the money has to be compelling, and I don't know. Sometimes the sponsors they sponsor, but I think to get all the bands to want to enter a Bandorama, the money has to be really good, and I imagine sometimes the Carnival committee can't. They don't necessarily. They are necessarily able to ensure a good bag. For some of these things, but I would love to see a Bandorama. Imagine seeing Sugar Band, Core, Grandmasters, Small Acts, Odyssey, all these people squaring off against each other. And
I hear looking, as you speak, I'm here looking at the calendar, and I realize that they have said, Miss St. Kitts Nevis Queen Pageant. Usually they would say Carnival Queen Pageant. But they have said Miss St. Kitts and Nevis.
I think they were. I spoke to Monarch about that a few months ago, and I had told him.
And now they have Miss Teen St. Kitts and Nevis pageant.
Oh, Miss Teen St. Kitts and Nevis.
Rather
than Miss Talented Teen.
Yeah,
it makes more sense when you think about it too, right?
Yeah.
Miss Teen St. So Miss Teen SKN. That actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. You seem to be into pageants, man.
I looked at I look at what changes. The others remain the same. I look at everything. Yeah.
Me, I only go to pageants to watch the ladies and the swimsuit thing.
Yeah, those are the changes. They still have the National Junior Carnival Parade. The Grand Parade. Named as the same.
Yeah.
Everything else is named basically the same.
Speaking of which, I heard Shannon mention that wasn't. I don't think it was in that part of the story.
Which
Was
one?
it? I heard Shannon mention that she visited some carnivals. I don't know if was that in there?
I think she said she looked at some carnivals.
No, she said she visited a few
You
carnivals.
sure she didn't
I'm
say
sure
look?
that's what she. Oh, maybe look. It could. Maybe she said look. Or I think she said she went.
Because most of these things are
And-
streamed.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So you could actually look and see from the comfort of your homes
Yeah.
how certain things are done.
So she was saying that she realizes that we are we're pretty much on point with the way we do. I think she was speaking about some of the particular parades that we have, and she was saying that she thinks we're probably in good stead compared to what she saw. So that's good to know, because you know how we like to bash and say, oh, this is this is subpar and this is this
Yeah,
and this is that, and then when you next thing you realize, oh wait, we do that much better than so and so island, and that kind of thing.
And as you know, as time progresses, and as persons work together, I think it's only would make the product better, because you know what the shortcomings are after 1 year to know how to improve on those.
Yeah.
And she has been the chairperson for some time, so rather than a change, you have somebody there who would have known what the shortcomings would have been. So I think we have our next segment on the way. We have the farm
Report coming up.
Yeah,
We got
so
3 minutes until 9.
Yeah,
and
so
I think
we could take a break now,
take a
even
quick break,
if we
yeah.
don't have a call, and
Yeah, we'll
prepare
take
for
a
that
break.
segment.
Yeah.
From the South, 98.9. WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Get ready for the Cube Business Expo hosted here in beautiful St. Kitts at the Marriott on Friday, August 18. The Cube will feature creative products and services from Sabre, Stacia, St. Martin, St. Kitts, and Nevis. Explore a world of creativity. General admission is free. Doors open 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. See you at the Cube on Friday, August 18.
Need more ways to win cash? Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery today. Spend as low as $1 on each game and you can become our next winner. Spend more and win up to $4,000 with Pick 3 or up to $40,000 with Pick 4. Visit thecaribbeanlottery.com for how to play and to see daily draw results. Remember, Pick 3 and Pick 4 each give you 12 chances daily to win. So join the winning team. Over $3 million EC dollars paid out in Pick 3 and Pick 4 so far this year. Play today at any Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
The biggest party in sport is back for 2023. And the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots will need your support at Warner Park. CPL will be bigger, better and louder than ever before. And this year, the Patriots are ready to bounce back and claim the title once again. The games are between the 23rd and 27th of August. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com.
Brilliantly taken.
Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
It's Candisie for me, Candisie for we. Neighbor, partner, your family. The best is yet to come, believe me. Moving forward, moving with. Hey, Candisie serve the nation with the best customer experience. Candisie, you are the one for we. Happy anniversary.
Together we succeed, building on strong community, pressing on forward to one destiny. One love, one family. Together we succeed. Let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
It's 9:01. It's time for Farm Report, and we have Extension Officer Lionel. Is it Jacobs? Stevens. Lionel Stevens.
He always gets someone's name wrong, especially on the Farm Report. So
what's on the agenda today?
Well, today I'm here to invite the general public to the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative's 13th annual World Food Day Food Fair and Agricultural Exhibition, which last year for the first time was held at the St. Kitts Eco Park. You know?
Yes.
In its inception, it was held at the Sandy Point Marketplace, which we reopened in July of 2010, right? But over the years, it has grown and it has outgrown its original venue. So last year, we migrated to the Eco Park, and the attendees loved it, you know? They loved the environment, they loved the whole set out and layout. So this year, we are moving back to the Eco Park, and it's going to be on Saturday, the 14th of October, starting at 1 p.m. We will be back with more details, you know, all the fine prints, all the special giveaways, prizes that you can be winning, you know what I mean, gate prizes, etc. So I'm just here basically to launch it out officially, let the general public know that we are doing it again this year, and it's going to be on October 14th at the St. Kitts Eco Park from 1 p.m.
Okay.
Oh, sounds nice. And what is the usual attendance like?
Well, you see quite a cross-section of society coming around. We usually have the animal section. We usually have agro-processors, Sugartown Organics. Last year, for the first time, we had Nature's Best out of Nevis participating with their line of organic products as well, oils, soaps, creams, you know, and they felt that it was real nice. It was a real nice experience for them coming down to St. Kitts to support and participate with us. So they're coming back this year as well. Sugartown Organics, we had Luton Herbal Remedies. One of the major highlights was the promotion of the rabbit meat. Last year, we had a rabbit festival in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture. We also had a cooking competition involving 3 of the high schools. But this year, we are hoping to have the cooking competition again. But this time, we are hoping to have the students from the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College taking part in that cook-off. And this year, we are hoping to highlight the rabbit as part of that cook-off as well.
Okay, so you have some delicacy, the rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit is an alternative protein that is being promoted within the Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, it's quite a bit of rabbit producers. The meat is very nutritious, as they would say, you know. It's lean, it's not a fatty meat, you know. And rabbits reproduce rather rapidly.
Yeah.
So it could be an alternative. So we are trying to get persons affiliated with it, accustomed to it. You know, where, you know, the palate knows rabbit and, craves rabbit when it's available. You know, it can be something that when you go out to a restaurant, you could get, you know, rabbit legs, rabbit strips, you know, rabbit, you know what I mean? So for those who may be fed up of the GMO chickens or the, you know, the chicken, you know, they could eat some rabbit, which basically eats a lot of greens, you know, green leaves, you know.
Just yesterday, right? Just
Yes.
Just not to go off topic.
Yeah.
But just yesterday, Jamso, I was hearing when I came in that Jamso and Candy were talking about the turtle. So Candy was like, no turtle meat, and Jamso was like, yes, he wants the turtle meat. So when you come in and you speak about the rabbit, I'm thinking
we have enough rabbits. No. Good morning. We could do the rabbits.
Well, I think we mentioned rabbit yesterday.
Yeah, we did
right?
talk about rabbit yesterday.
But what I was going to say
Eat
is
the rabbits.
what I was going to say. You remember at the exhibition, I noticed you all had a display with I noticed you guys had a display with turkeys and some other poultry birds.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of plan to maybe try and mass produce some of these things? For
Well,
so we have.
Let me just say he's been
poultry?
going on and on about this turkey since Agriculture Day, right?
Well, from my knowledge, there are few persons who do ducks.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
saw
I
that.
mean?
Yeah,
And
ducks.
different types of birds, because we know that the population is highly diversified now, and different cultures consume different things.
Yes.
So, unlike us now, who cutting style and the yard fowl, there are different persons who are craving the yard fowl. So, persons are actually rearing them and trying to have them around so that when the different entities ask for it, they could supply it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there are persons who have different birds rearing for meat.
Okay.
But I guess who interested in it would find that person. But yeah, different things are available.
I wondered
so
about that.
we're going to be
And
looking
the rabbits
at
and
the
so on. Yeah.
different, meats available. have you ever had rabbit?
Yes.
I have.
Yes,
I
I
think
have.
Barbecued. I've had it
before.
barbecued. Yeah.
I would have
I
had
had
it
it
in my
stewed.
childhood days.
Yeah.
I think I've had it before as well.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah, you had duck already?
It's soft, it's
Duck, yeah.
juicy.
Yeah.
Duck is amazing.
Yeah.
Curry duck.
Yes.
But still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For those whosoever will.
Duck
Yes.
is really good
Yeah.
because it's very fatty. So the fat is what makes the food taste
Foie
really
gras.
good. Yeah, so it's really good.
But I have a confession.
What?
I think I've eaten turtle before.
Oh my God.
It's good meat.
Eto Azard?
Yes.
You should join the club.
No, I am never.
What
So I was saying yesterday, I was involved in tagging turtles, and I was thinking about it all the way on my drive. Have you guys ever tagged them? The spot where you tag feels like your earlobe. It's like really fleshy, and it's not that painful, so you can tag them. But just coming in contact with them and touching them like that, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't, guys. Can we please just do rabbits and ducks?
Well, yeah, so back to it. Rabbit is going to be a highlight again at this year's World Food and Food Fair and Agricultural Exhibition. We are hoping to have live rabbits available for sale and purchase, meat that you can go home and cook yourself, as well as prepared meat that you can purchase, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's something to look at and look for. So mark it on your calendar, October 14th, Take it Eco Park from 1 p.m. until about 9 p.m.
Okay.
Nice, and that's a nice big spot.
Yeah.
So you can spread out and have different areas.
Nice last year, so we opted to go back again this year.
Okay.
Very nice.
So who missed it last year, here's another opportunity
Okay.
to get outside and experience a Sandy Point Agricultural World Food Day Food Fair and Agricultural
I
Exhibition.
am looking forward to it.
Yes.
A question I wanted to ask you was, I remember when we had after we had Sam Allen and we had the consortium here. One of the questions I had asked was the fact that I find it kind of ironic that you actually have, I think you could say, 2 members of the consortium who actually work for the agricultural department, and I thought that would have gone a long way to making the interface between the ministry and the farmers work better. Given that you're one of them, you care to comment on that? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything, because I know you're an extension officer and so, but I just wanted you to make a comment on.
It's not for us to really be a bridge technically, you know what I mean? But the whole purpose of the consortium is for the farming community to stand under an umbrella of representation, you know what I mean? Because in every sector of society, there are issues, there are bona fide problems that need to be addressed, both at an individual level and a collective level. But many persons lack that confidence to express themselves publicly because of victimization, criticism, and all sorts of negative. You know what I mean? So the whole purpose of the consortium is a vehicle where, as an individual or a collective, you can relay your concerns, and as an entity, that entity becomes your voice or your representative in the upper levels. For example, I speak, you know what I mean, but a lot of persons are afraid to express themselves in front of people. So having your issue and wanting it heard, you're not a friend with the minister, you're not a friend with the director, are these persons up there. But a collective representation can put forward your concern. That's what I'm saying. So, as the community, we are saying there are a lot of challenges out there, personally, collectively. But if we could come together in some shape or form, then we could support each other. We not be necessarily looking to the government, but as a community, we can lend support to address whatever problem it may be. That's what I'm saying. For example, as an extension officer, marketing is a problem. A lot of farmers don't have transportation, don't have workers, don't have storage, amongst other things. But I keep saying to them, technically, everybody doesn't need to have their own big warehouse. That's what I'm saying. But collectively, we can, and I was using the example where we can collect some pallets and construct a structure. You know what I mean? It could be on the main road, somewhere accessible, right? And all of us as farmers, 10 of us, we can budget a $50 or $100 a week to employ one or two persons to maintain that spot. So I know as the farmer, if I have peanuts, I could just pull them, drop them there, and they would do the pulling off. You see what I'm saying? The washing and sorting out while I stay on the farm. You see what I'm saying? I would usually have to do that myself. For example, sweet potatoes, I could dig the potatoes, drop the potatoes there. Collectively, we could establish a retail outlet, and we could also tell our buyers that if you want a bag of potato, you could go and get it there. So you know, as the farmer, you have more time on your farm.
Right.
And that's a SIMACO, established, funded, managed by the farmers. No government involvement. If we need to go a step higher, we could reach out to the government and say, look at it, we want to move to point B. We have $8. We require 2 more. You see what I'm saying? But collectively, we could do things. But if we continue isolated, running behind the handouts, then we're basically competing against each other. Because, for example, no, in these bigger countries that we import food from, none of them plant 365. We can plant 365. Even in the hottest time, given a little water to some farmers, they can produce certain commodities still. But in the outer world, they produce, put into storage, and sell from storage. Here we have that issue of we plant a field of potato, and we cannot reap the field of potato one time mechanically, so that we could see what the harvest is, put it there, and it is sold from there. The average farmer waits until he gets an order and digs 2 bags, 3 bags, 4 bags.
So the problem is reaping and storage.
These are some of the problems. Storage is a problem.
But I absolutely love your mindset,
That's
though.
what I'm
I
saying.
love the whole collective
It must
idea.
be. Look at Sandy Point
You
Agricultural
get-
Capital.
and I was
for
thinking
example.
about that. I was thinking that you guys started, you implemented that, and now World Food Day, you guys are going to be on display. So you
Yeah,
can get to
so-
see it actually working.
So that has been our vibe since inception. Everybody had their own individual plot, but nonetheless, we came together and worked out that together we could do it. And seeing everybody had produce, one member offered to sacrifice his Saturdays to do the selling. And with that, we started outside the market. We brought the then Minister of Agriculture to see what we was doing. And he said, well, if you not use, well, go ahead. And since then, we've been there under a collective umbrella versus the market in Bastia, where individuals go and sell. In Sandy Point, it is one market, one selling. All this stuff come together and make one offering. So,
Brilliant.
yeah, so that is something that it is, some people look at it as a challenge because the moving of the food, the paying for the food, you see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, if you have 10 customers that you usually drive to and deliver to on a weekly basis, and you now have an area where you can carry your food, it is actually stored, secured, organized, and ready for sale. You could tell your customers, go there and purchase it from there. That saves you running back and forth. You have more time on your farm. That's what I'm saying. Because farmers would like to know that if I plant, let's say, 1,000 heads of cabbage, in 90 days the cabbage ready, I could go through and reap the cabbages. That's what I'm saying. If it's $2 a pound, well, go with all the cabbage, give me $2 a pound. Not that you have to go and open a retail stall to make an extra $3 a pound. No, we want to know that you plant 10 cabbage, you could get your 10 cabbage sell. And that is a problem that we are having. And if the market is not readily available, then the food has to go in storage until the market is ready for it. Then it comes out and we supply it. So, for example, we're going into the rainy season and we know a lot of food is going to come on stream. The food comes on stream, but it's still competing with the imported food. So one of the main things is for the upper boroughs to identify that market and when that market is available for us, because, for example, we're producing in the rainy time, production up, everybody producing. Rain falling, you ain't got to water no food. The temperature's low. So, food come in. And who ain't planting in the hot days, planting now. Because the opportunity to make our money is there. But when the food comes, we only could consume so much at a time.
Right.
And if our food is there now, and there's still imported food on the market, still coming in, then
Clashing, yeah.
there's the congestion. Where would our food sell?
There was a question I had. Okay, let's take a call. You have a call coming in. Farm report for Lionel Stevens. That's our guest today. Go right ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Back in senior high school, a thing called the Boston Tea Party. And farmers came together and decided, no taxation without representation. When they snatched X amount of box of tea in Boston Harbor, because they had no representation in England at the head table. Here is it now. And St. Kitts, in this kind of time of year, farmers coming together and they are not allowed to be at the head table. It's just the Minister of Agriculture and his director, his permanent secretary. How could just two individuals, and they have a farm of their own, come tell the farming community what to do and what not to do? But we can't say what we want to do and bring it out to them. For example, after elections of last year, the budget for this year, no meeting was kept with the Minister of Agriculture. They could not have carried a figure to cabinet to say, well, the money should be running agriculture for this year. It was until after one meeting we had with him and his permanent secretary. After that meeting, they bring out the 20 by 25, whatever they said they're going to do, without no input from us, with the farmers. I have drip lines on my farm. I have water on my farm. But I can't do no farming at all because cattle up here destroying me fencing. The permanent secretary was on my farm last year, October. It's the problem that I was going through. It's some melons. But mash. The cattle hoof. Hogs come in, destroy them. All kind of promises was made. Until today, none being fulfilled. The ombudsman got involved after the Easter weekend of this year. And to now, no solution could come about to get these cattle from breaking down my fence. After the cattle them done break down my fence, here comes the hogs, here comes the goat. They say nothing about the monkeys yet. How is it we can sit down and decide what we going to do with the monkeys? Some kind of thing is saying. And then they say we can't do nothing to eliminate the population of the monkeys. And while these things are going on, poverty overtaking the country. Look at the amount of teenage prostitution is taking place. We can't write a letter to whoever. One individual went and signed this contract with and showed them, hey, we can't continue with this policy because it's destroying the people in my country. We can't provide food for ourselves because of this. But I mean, no. I seen this thing, right? From 1980, an attack was launched on the agriculture sector, and it's already by Minister of Agriculture. NACO, we call up Ringfield, all kind of food used to be up there, bananas and all kind of things. That was destroyed. They gained power. Hot pepper. At a point in time, the Minister of Tourism tried to collaborate with the tourism minister to get tomatoes on a cruise ship, but no assurance was given. We call us them, the sixth family, husband and wife, Doreen and Benfit. It was destroyed. They ended up succumb to the pressure. I had a pepper so I could talk about that. From Unit Agriculture, 2017, after the part of the IMF, was advised by the governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, along with the then Prime Minister St. Lucia, Alan Chastanet, to go into agriculture. Producers would have been going through Martinique and Guadeloupe and reaching up in France. Never come about. You just can't understand if the ministers of agriculture destroying farming and saying it. That's where the problem lies. They does not want to lead with the farmers.
Okay.
I think can be right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your call. Yes, thank you so much for your call.
Thank you for your call, caller.
But it brings me back to what I be saying all the time, in the sense that the problems that he mentioned of the cattle and the pigs, the goat, the monkey, it's a problem of the community, not himself. You see what I say? But until the community sees the need to stand together, see the benefit of standing together, a lot of what is happening will continue to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the point of the voice,
Yes.
a seat at the table, because in the reality of the situation, that what happens in the country, in the politics and a level, is the candidates them, they come and say they are going to do, they would do. You see what I'm saying? But how much of what they say they will do is out of meaningful consultation with the so-called beneficiaries of what is being proposed. You see what I'm saying? And even at a community level, like for example, Sandy Point, right? There is no community council. There is no senior body that looks at the community to say, well, these are essential areas that need addressing. You see what I'm saying? So that even when it come, even election time come, and the candidates put forward themselves, there is an entity or a collective that can say, this is what really needs to be done for the community.
So I think kind of what you're saying is that with that problem he just talked about, it's not necessarily something, it's something the community could solve, because obviously someone owns those livestock.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
So
And it's
this
just
is a major disconnect amongst the major players who are the producers. We are some of our biggest problems. That's what I'm saying. A man
I
who got
feel like
cattle
it comes
gonna
back
tie
to,
the cattle
like you
next
said.
to you,
Right.
and he gonna break down your fence, come in on your farm. You know what I mean? A man with pig might get out, and he not gonna look for them, and they end up
Goats.
a destroy people. The goat farmers is like, I decided I gonna rear a goat so in my backyard. Then my flock increase to 20, me not gonna wait, so I let them go.
Mm-hmm.
So
I had a question here from someone, and they asked, how do the farmers feel about licenses being given to supermarkets to import boxes of eggs when we have access to so many egg farms here in St. Kitts and Nevis? Are licenses being given to persons?
I can't speak to that. I think eggs is something that they say we have a control over.
Yeah.
Technically, we don't really import eggs. But if that is so, because of that segregation amongst the egg producers, you see what I'm saying?
Again, the collective.
Creates that
Yeah.
problem. For example, if egg producers were to decide that we are going to rent a space, right? And that space is to store and distribute the eggs. So as a producer, you collect your eggs, you clean your eggs, and you bring them. You see what I'm saying? So now, distribution is on that place. So all the big persons who want hundreds of crates of eggs, when you know the small man can't do it, you go to the distributor.
We have a call.
You know.
Okay, caller, you can call back. We're happy to take your call on
So
Farm
the
Report.
division amongst the community is one of the biggest problems.
Yes.
Okay.
So we end up start to blame the government. But I just said to farmers, even when the government gives away inputs to farmers, you don't find the recipients of these inputs dropping the price and the goods, giving away any of the commodity in a sense. So I'm saying there are times when we make monies, not necessarily profit, but if collectively we could invest to address the problems that we are facing, that is hampering us from making 10 times more than we're making now,
Yeah.
then we cannot look for nobody else to do it for us.
Precisely.
We got to do it.
Okay, it's 9:30. We have a
Precisely.
caller. We're going to take a break after the call, but our caller, go right ahead. Farm Report.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Greetings to everyone. With the damage to property, you ever think about impounding on animals? There's a Pound Act, and it speaks to damage. And if you find the animal actually doing the damage, You could impound the animal, sell it, and get the compensation. Or if you so happen to kill it, and the person, you could actually sell the meat as well and, pay for damages. I'm not sure if you all ever think about that. Also, I just want to remind you all that the farming is your business and not is not the government's business. So the interest that you pay in it should be very high to yield what you want. The government could only facilitate, and if they're not facilitating, then it will be hard, but, get together, as you say, and try as much as possible to get what you want, because they will only help you as far. But at the end of it all, it is your business, your investment of time, sweat, even sometimes maybe sacrifice of time with family and everything. So therefore, you have to make sure you get everything. What you're saying is good with the cooperatives and so forth, because these things used to happen before. But I just wanted to get in that part, especially when it comes to the destruction of crop by animals, is that the pound section, especially if you could identify the owner of those animals, is to make them pay for it, and at least, they're animal farmers, or personal farmers. So if they're really interested in what would bring their livelihood, they should actually take care of the animals and don't let the animals wander around and let them cause damage, because they themselves will be losing income. I just wanted to say that. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you so much for your call. Good points.
And I was just there joking with Candy saying, well, when they kill them, they can give it to me. I have beef,
but that's the thing, when you impound them or you harm them, the owner turns up. But when the damage happens, nobody's there.
Suddenly they have no owner.
Yeah. It's a real ticklish situation. That's why at the department level we try to not put crop and livestock farmers in the same vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because for those same reasons.
Okay.
Pigs could get aggressive, escape the pen, and they go and root out the crop farmers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that we try to work against, but it's like chicken and an egg situation. Which one you know what I mean? But what I'm keep trying to say still that those problems are not caused by the government.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? They are caused by fellow farmers. You see what I'm saying? So, say that to say still, if we were meeting on a regular as a community, trying to look at what is happening, what is really our major problems within the sector, not individually, because you're supposed to be able to address your individual problem. But if it is beyond you as an individual, then it should be something that we could look at still. So what I'm trying to get at still, if the farming community, the players, the farmers, were to meet at some point in time on a regular basis to talk out the issues, the problems, then we could have meaningful suggestions to offer to the government, to the ones that control resources.
Because clearly there's enough blame to go around. If
there's enough blame to go around, you see what I'm saying?
Farmers have their
but
stuff
at
that
the
they
end
need
of
to
the
get.
day, if
get
100 of us come and we agree to disagree, that we feel that we want something in place, that when the crop is ready, you tell me what to plant.
Yeah.
You tell me how much to plant. And when it is ready, I bring it straight to you and I could get my money.
Okay, Lionel, it's 9:35. We need to take a break, and we have some calls coming in. So callers, we'll take your calls on the other side. We have to get a word from our sponsor here. It's Rams for this day part. Farm Report will return right after this.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right
up and say, must have put the colors in my life. Refreshing and nice, and I drink that what we like. But stand full of vibes, living for the color. I know black and white, we do what we like. We live to enjoy life. Bust that, pour it up, different flavor. Load it up. If you have one, hold it up and say, must have put the colors in my life.
Yeah. 9:37 and Farm Report is back. We have Lionel Stevens. He is an extension officer and also a farmer and a member of the consortium.
You know, one of the things I want to say that I've been enjoying this talk just because of what you've been promoting. And the one thing I'm taking from that is working collectively.
Yes.
And I feel like that is something that has been missing. I know that's something that the consortium has been pushing as well. I have been to meetings as well where it's not even about farming, but they preach cooperatives. And I feel like if we can tap into that, then we now become stronger and we can now push whatever it is we want to push, whether it's creatives or farming or whatever. So I like that.
Because, for example...
No, we had a call.
Is the caller there?
We still have a call.
Sorry, Lena. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. In response to that caller who called after me, these cattle, they have no rope at all on them. These goats, let them out of they got pen, let them out of the pen, go and go walk, get in a weekly salary, while the goat go, and just destroy people's place. Hogs down there, they are wild hogs. What needs to be done? The persons who are in authority, because of people being speaking of government, I'm a part of the government. They are the administrators. We doing what we need to be done. For example, right, about 4 or 5 years ago, they had a fire down by Gillard Meadows. The fire reached up on my farm, even up by the Anglican Church of St. Peter's. About 40 rolls of zip lines got destroyed in that fire. One bare roll of zip line, they give me back. He said, okay, go ahead, start out farm again. One roll of zip lines, one sub-main line, and 50 shut-off valves. So what needs to be done is if the laws are not, and they ain't going to pound in St. Kitts neither. How could it mean a single farmer gets a big cattle? And what I have now to, what I realize, the cattle owners hearing this thing on the radio, they get chain and so, tie the cattle and left them loose. So they could do better. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So it's like, hey, man, nobody coming to me. And where I'm at, up here was never designated for animal rearing. Up here was cane field. I was told I cannot rear no animals up here, but me and Claudius Collins were told we cannot rear no animals up here. That was the law when we came up here 38 years. 38, not 8, not 3, 38. And then what's going on? It could be prevented. As I say, Minister of Agriculture and his permanent secretary, them big terms into farming. They got water, they got zip lines, I got likewise. Why is it I can't inherit something from my hard work? Things been instigated that certain set of people should not make nothing and get fed up and turn off and left the land.
Caller, can I ask, are you part of a cooperative?
Of course.
Okay.
Agriculture Department and the consortium.
Okay, good. So hopefully things get solved soon.
And the extension officer, he knows me very well.
Oh, okay.
I
know your voice. I know your voice, really.
Yes.
Thank you so much for calling. Yes, I do. You call in pretty often.
Easy. Imagine if fence Milan to prevent what's now been happening. And it's like, it didn't make no sense. About 3-4 times, I had to re-fence Milan. Mash up my fencing, I had to go by fencing again. If you see this road up here to come up on my farm, like, if you exercise up here, they can't no longer. The road's full of guinea grass, almost taller than me.
Wow.
So then a lot what's going on. It's not the farmers, it's the administrators. We are the government. We give them a job, but they are not doing the job. Imagine just before he became Minister of Agriculture, he was awarded Farmer of the Year. Last year, the Farming Supplies of Agriculture Department. When they do bring in supplies, it was like, was no use to the farmers. This man insulting the farmers. One meeting up for the budget of last 2 in this country this year, $28 million. It's like, hey, but just give them that deal. They deserve no more than that. Just give them that deal. While he was fortunate to go into, he inherited big land, water up there. I walk to it till it cost me over. They were miling pipe-based water up on my farm. I don't understand this whole thing we're going through, you know.
No, we honestly do, because you call in pretty often, and there must be a way that it can be resolved. So hopefully, you know, with voicing your concerns and being part of those organizations.
You can't get solved. Don't understand what I'm saying to you. The ombudsman involved in this thing, and for months, and these men ignoring him. I don't understand what's going on, you know. Who in the fire feel the heat, you know. In a condition room.
Sorry to hear about that. Hang in there. Thank you so much for calling. Oh, that's a lot. That's intense.
It is. Yeah, thank you, Kishore, for...
Yeah, Cash.
Cash Roy. Thank you, Cash Roy, for...
We have another one. Yeah.
Yeah, Cash.
Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, bless. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Yes. To the farmer there, I love you guys, you know. Yeah, teach them how to come together as one. I don't like to call right now because there's a lot of complaining. You see most of the people are calling on this program and the alcohol, you know, intoxicated, you know. That's the way that they sound to me. But farmer there, I'm proud of what you're trying to do. And teach the farmers them, then must not always try to rely on government, you know. Come together, save the money, and do things collectively, one to another. Yes, respect, my love them. Yeah.
Thanks
for your contribution, caller. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I still believe that, you know, the coming together and working together, it helps, and it can make a dent, because at the end of the day, the government can't provide every single thing that you need.
Because strength in numbers, for example, right? As an extension officer, we were...
You have another caller, you're live.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, greetings.
Good morning.
Greetings all. Greetings to your guests. What's your thought? We have listened to Cashua for quite a while. Cashua is a youth who up in Mehan in King Street, you know, before I go to Jamaica. And me proud to come forward and see him into farming, because he see, as you they see how I keep my little yard as a Rasta man. Every little corner something chuck in. And that is a sign that, you know, farming is it. And we just hear Cashua say he's part of the consortium. We never heard him say that yet. Or maybe he said, but we didn't hear. He's part of the consortium and he's part of whatever. And I am surprised that he's like a lone voice in his predicaments, being part of the consortium and recognized as, hey, no. Anyhow, blessed love.
Blessed love.
Thank you.
Yeah, give thanks.
I don't even know how to comment.
I want to say that, right? That...
Oh, we have another caller.
Wow.
Yes.
Hello,
Caller,
good
go ahead.
morning.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, you all, everybody there.
Morning.
Now, my little point is this. We really are in need of £1 or maybe more than £1, because is it not fair to anyone who try to do what they can with what they have to raise themselves finance?
and then me can come with me cattle, me goat, me sheep, whatever it is. Just lose them, let them go wild, and come and trample down Candisie, up them, Azard, tomato, and jump to total or whatever it is.
Goats did attack my herbs, yes.
Because in my little boyhood days, I born meet it like that. On Buckler's estate, they had what you call a mountain ranger. And when you see he go up the cane range with a long gun, people come down and say, look for your pig them. Go see up your pig or your cattle them toy, because the mountain ranger gone up with the gun. And any animal he meet close to a cane range, he gonna shoot it. And can you imagine he shoot a big adult cattle up the mountain? How you gonna get on that home to sell it? You can't get it, so you got to chop it up, you cut up the meat, and then bring it down and sell it. And everybody used to make sure that the animal toy. If they know they go to look for them and they see one missing, they hunt until they find it and toy it. But nowadays, it seems like nobody care. Because they say, well, okay, wheresoever there is food, the animal will go. But the food can be in somebody's property. And that is why they should tie them. So I agree with the caller before me. We need to have more than one animal pound. The only animal we can put in a pound and people go own them is monkey. The monkey is on the government, who are afraid of Peter to tell them, come and tell them you can't do this to monkey. But the monkey them is trying the economy of the country. So how can they allow people outside to come in and tell us that we cannot do anything with those destructive animals that causing our economy to be stagnant? Thanks for listening, folks.
Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you for your call and your contribution.
Go ahead, Lionel. I know you had quite a bit you wanted to.
Yeah, you see again, Dio, as Kashwai argument is, Kashwai is suffering from other farmers' negligence. That's what I'm saying. And many times when these things happen, the government is the one that is called upon to support or compensate the farmer, when technically the government has no involvement, is not responsible for the farmer being destroyed. You see what I'm saying? So that to say, the community is one of its biggest problems. The fact that we do not see each other as a brother or a partner, but more as like competition, even if you ain't looking at him as competition. But the mere fact that we into the same business supplying food, we're supposed to be a partner, because you may have some challenges that are my challenges.
Right.
So how could we go forward if that problem there is the Tory problem? We got to address it together.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel like discipline and disrespect as well, because if you are disciplined to the point where you take care of your animals, you tie them, you tag them, and you ensure that they are safe. Because I often wonder when I see these goats and cows walking about, I'm like, well, where they owner? They ain't scared that somebody collect one of them and just a curry goat?
Yeah,
So it's discipline and then the disrespect, because now if they come on my land and damage my stuff and I take, revenge, I decide I can unpound it or curry it, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, it turns out a different ball game. So like tit for tat.
You're absolutely right. It's farmers against farmers at this point.
I can get down with the curry. And we got another call. Call, go right ahead.
Hello.
I was thinking, good morning.
Good morning.
The only ministry, if that ministry is structured as the Ministry of Education, Works, Finance, Tourism, and so forth and so forth, why is it that the actual people who work under that ministry, let me say we farmers who apply, are held responsible for the non-activity of the administration? Forget crap. It's good to organize, it's good. But if you are saying that the reason that the roads are not fixed, tractors, supplies, that the 25, the only thing that have been done is the minister saying he gonna build some greenhouse to lease and cover down some couple of acres. That is the way forward to reduce food security by 2025. I am hearing you all good, and everybody saying that nothing happening because the farmers ain't organized. Nothing is happening because the people who getting paid to do the work shouldn't be there. Agriculture, if you come to it, should not be political at all.
That's true.
It needs to be taken out from under these government people who have no experience, who got experience. Actually, farmers are doing. The farmers out there trying to plant the food, trying to do whatever they can to make sure some food, local food, on the market. The administration is saying that we paying them to bring in wood. We paying them to make sure CXC. We paying them to make sure, what can we say, he drilling for water. We paying them to stop crime, but they ain't responsible. If crime go rampant, no boat come. That is what is being said regarding agriculture. It is disrespectful. Actually, the people them all need turn away. If they don't know what they're doing, then let us bring people who can get the job done and forget all these apologies. Everybody is apologizing for incompetence and defending it big with a smile and a laugh. The farmer them, what the farmer them what? The farmer them must go bring an investor to say build a hotel. The people who's responsible for overseeing the management of agriculture in the country, them there got to do the work. They are doing nothing and people are plotting them and saying, is the farmer them ain't organized, damn it, you ain't got no tractor. Is the farmer them ain't organized. Is the people them who is getting paid should not be paid for incompetence. You cannot defend it. We must hold people responsible. They are not doing non-voluntary. Extension officer there since 2015, an extension officer ain't come on my farm with a word of advice. They come 3 times since the government changed. A couple of them come say, this the new one. And then come back say, this the new one. I just drive 2 Jagnobox in some big hole and a lot of mud. It's because the farmer ain't organized, the road them ain't fixed. It's because the people are incompetent. Have a good day, y'all.
Same to you. Thank you for your call.
Thank you for your contribution.
Wow, you just get some licks.
Lionel, you realize, I mean, I say this all the time. We've been talking for decades and nothing is changing. What do you think? What do you think we need to do different? What needs to happen that's different?
But
that's
look at it this way. Look at it this way, right? I like to use the guy Bill as an example with the parks and beaches. You see what I'm saying? Those guys got fed up of Bill and that meant that Bill got to go and they did what they did. You see what I'm saying? And something happened, right? I say sometimes Bill is a normal man like me and you. You see what I'm saying? So, say that to say, there's the saying that we got strength for we own. You see where I'm coming from? In the sense that, yeah, we would abuse farmers, we would abuse farmer and criticize farmer and complain. But all I am saying, some of the same things that we arguing about and throwing blame on, if we were to go at it together, we could get it done. And we could get them who's supposed to be responsible in addressing these things to get it done, because strength in numbers, that's where I'm coming from. In everything, strength in numbers does wonders. It even does wonders to destroy what you're doing. But I want to come back and I say something again the other day. We are outside of the system again. They did a farmer field school project, right? Where I, as an officer, I did a school with about 8 farmers, right? 8 of them were regular. 1 morning a week, we planted 80 trays of cabbage. We produced almost 10,000 pounds of cabbages. Collectively working together 1 morning per week. You see what I'm saying? Collectively 1 morning per week. I'm not saying that between Wednesday and next week, Wednesday, 1 or 2 farmers will go back and do other activities. But the bulk of the work was done 1 morning a week collectively. Listen, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Say that to say, if we as the community could organize and strategize, right, we could produce and supply the market for longer periods. Yes, with the support of the ones who are supposed to be responsible, providing us with the necessary infrastructure and equipment that is needed. That's what I'm saying. We as the producers, we have our part to play, which is to produce. But as the individual just called and said, there is a disconnect, and this is where the consortium is saying we must be a part of the conversation. We must be at the table. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a connection. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The importers on the line, the government on the line, the financial entities on the line, the producers on the line, the retailers, the turn on them on the line. That's where I'm coming from. But if there's no communication flowing back and forth, you agree with this, I don't agree with this, back and forth, then the disconnect continues. We would be producing and feel like, yes, we're producing, but the government would feel like, say, they're contributing supplies, and that's what they're supposed to do. But when we produce based on what we get, we cannot supply the demand because we don't, there's still things missing. And if you don't want to be the one responsible that I run into you, then get the financial entities involved to provide the financing that a farmer can fend for himself. For example, in cash rice case, cash rice gets destroyed. That's what I'm saying? There's financial support where he can go and get support to reestablish and move on, knowing that once he produce, his produce will be sold, he will be compensated, and he can pay his debt. But many farmers right now and back then would have taken loans to advance their production, but yet they cannot get the volumes of food sold that they can pay their debt, live, and maintain the operation. And that is a major problem. All because when we produce, we're still competing with the imports. We are not guaranteed a market, so to speak, because the importers say if the quality and the price is right, they will buy. But how much will you buy?
Right. Is there also a storage issue? Because I wonder about that.
Yes, there is a storage issue.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to leave it there.
Definitely going to touch the storage issue.
Some farmers have been fortunate enough to buy containers to build structures. Some, is what I'm saying. But, for example, onion was one of the commodities that they used to put a ban on. Is what I'm saying. If we are really to strategize and say, look at it and say, well, we consume 100 pounds of onion for the year, but we only could plant onions from September, October, November, December, January, let's say February. That's what I'm saying. So if it is that to provide that 100 pounds of onions, we need to plant 100 acres between that September to February span. Then there must be a program set up for the timing of planting and the volumes. And after, when harvest time comes, there must be that drying facility, plus that storing facility for when we need the onions 3 months down the line, it is there properly stored, because the season for it to be grown would have passed.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to leave it there right now.
Give thanks.
Clearly,
So
yeah, of course.
Before I want to come back to what I came for.
You mean you haven't...
Remind them.
Spotlight,
yes.
And done gone all about the place.
Yes.
So I was here
Thank you,
in my
Lionel.
capacity as the president of the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative. And I was here to launch our World Food Day Food Fair and Agricultural Exhibition, happening on October 14th at the St. Kitts Eco Park from 1 p.m. More details to come. You know, just know that rabbit is going to be a highlight amongst other things. So mark it on your calendar now. Saturday, 14th October, 1 p.m., St. Kitts Eco Park, World Food Day, Food Fair, Agricultural Exhibition, SPAC style.
We got you. And of course,
Thank you so much for reminding them.
And of course,
we have a date.
And you're going to have lots of times to publicize that
to
between
come back
now and then.
things. So once we get the participants down packed, the excitement, then we'll come back and drop that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me today. And for all the listeners, I appreciate your calls, your concerns, your comments. But for the community, let us come together, because we're stronger together, and strength in numbers.
Love it.
Give thanks.
Preach
Perfect
and teach.
way to end. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in today, and have an awesome day. Rest of the week, actually. Take it.
Yes, okay.
Thank
That's it
you
for Farm
guys for
Report.
tuning in to Island Tea, and see you again on Thursday.
So see you guys. We got Spin Cycle coming up next. Bye.
Awesome.
Well, not bye for me, but bye for you guys.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Fruit full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice, no full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in.